Welcome to another edition of the Spotlight on Community Channel 6. In the Spotlight, we're on location at the Mount Hartman Bay Estate in one of the most innovative and creative buildings on the island. And I'm here to speak with Peter Robinson. He is a builder and the estate manager. Most of you at home, you may have heard of the cave, but the exact place is the Mount Hartman Estate. And we're going to speak to Peter Robinson, who was part and parcel of the design and the construction of this beautiful building. Peter, thank you for agreeing to be on the Spotlight.
Thank you.
Okay. First of all, we'd just like to introduce you to Grenadians and just tell us, well, who is Peter Robinson? Which part of the world you came from?
I came from Wales in 1994. I came out to build the house, or one of the builders. There was a few of us, some left. And with all the local labour, everybody put a little bit into it. Like the stonework was done by a Rasta guy who was very gifted, and everybody put a little bit into it. And I would sort of say, yes, that looks good, that doesn't, let's do it again. So we had plenty of time to build it. Okay,
so if we can just go back a bit and just to get a little history of this magnificent building, as to who first came up with the idea, who wanted to do this underground house?
There was a gentleman who I worked for called Robin Viney, a wonderful gentleman. And basically he got together with some other people, Don Anson, and we came up with the idea to do a cave. It started as a joke really, but as a cave. And the idea Robin had was it had to be hurricane proof, it had to be earthquake proof, and it basically was a bunker. It's made so strong nothing can happen to it. The hurricane came through here, we had some water damage and lost some doors. But it was Robin Viney initially. What he did, he died when he was 52 of a massive heart attack on his board. So it sort of came to a stop, and I kept it going for the family. It was totally different then. Then in 2003, I believe it was up for sale, and Mr. Richard Lee and his wife Rosa came. And it was the first time that someone could see the possibilities of it. We'd had other people look at it because it was for sale, but no one had the insight to see what it could be, except Mr. Lee and his wife, who is an architect. And then he asked me would I stay, and I said yes. And we redid the whole building. Everything is different. It is now white instead of dark brown. The rooms are bigger. Everything was changed. The furnishing was Mr. and Mrs. Lee's idea, how it was. We have antique furniture here. I think it's the largest collection of Biedermeister in one place in the world. And he spared no expense doing it the way he did it. I did what he asked. And that's how the building is like it is now.
Okay, so in small Grenada, tell me, how challenging was it for you in terms of you actually had to dig into the earth, and so you have to have the concrete structure over. How was it done?
Well, the mountain, the hill that was here is the same size as the house is now. We took the mountain away basically, and built the house from ground zero up. We have 24-inch concrete walls right downstairs where the water tanks are kept. It's all very technical because all the water is filtered by 7 different filters before it reaches the house. The water is kept cooler because it's deep underground. Then we have the levels of the bedrooms. But everything we can get to, anything we want to, any electrics, anything that goes, is all in the back of these rooms in tunnels. Also the tunnels are designed to draw in the cool air, so it's always cooler in the house, as you must notice, plus the gardens on top, so the house stays cooler.
Okay. In terms of the maintenance of it?
Yes, we don't stop. I have a full-time carpenter who have done most of this work, the tables, everything. he has stayed with us and non-stop every day. He's either revarnishing, sanding, we don't stop. It always on the move all the time. Because as you know, in the Caribbean, if you let things go, they don't last long.
Okay. You said it was first a private home.
Yes.
And now, well, it's transformed.
Yes.
So it's transformed to welcome whom?
Everybody. We've turned it into an hotel now, where at one time we only rented it exclusively, the old property, to people like actresses, being here, actors, all different kinds of people. But then we decided that we should open it as an hotel, single rooms, so that other people can come, which is going very well at the moment. Last October, it was decided we would open the restaurant to the public, which has been going fantastic. What we really wanted is get more of the local people to come. A lot of people have turned up here and said, I didn't know it existed. Because, as you know, you can't see the house. Unless you come by sea, you don't see this house.
And then most people hearing of Mount Hartman Estate thinks of the other side.
The farms over there, yes. This is why a lot of people, we still have taxi drivers and bus drivers now coming here because it's open and saying, I didn't know this was here. It's marvelous. Why have you hid it? I said, we don't hide it. It's the way it was built. The road is made purposely so that you get the wow factor. As you come through the gates, as you must have noticed, you don't see the house. What you see is just the driveway. As you come around the corner, you then see the beautiful house. And it gives most people a shot.
Okay. So you sit on how many acres?
3.5 acres. We have 3.5 acres of property.
So apart from the rooms, and so what else is on this property?
Well, we have Infinity Edge Pool, I believe is the largest one in Grenada, if not in the Caribbean at the moment. We also have a beach house, a 4-bedroom beach house, which we can rent out individual rooms or self-catering down there. That has its own pool. We have the beaches, they're man-made beaches. We're still improving them. We have all the sports they want, scuba, you know yourself, anything you want to do in Grenada you can do. We have kayaks, we have a jet boat from to go water skiing, all things like this.
So how many locals you were able to create employment for here?
At one time I had around 30 men working here. That was on the building with me. Now we have, with everybody, you can say 11, 12 people. 12 people.
Okay. So in terms of the Grenada Board of Tourism and the whole tourism industry, what are the linkages? Have you made that link already?
Yes, they send a lot of people out here, usually from Britain, some from America. The tour operators, they send them here. They always do the same thing, wow. Yes, it hasn't been bad. They've been pretty good with us.
Okay. In terms of weddings and other social functions and so, are you up for that in this place?
We have a wedding this Thursday. We have bookings for afternoon tea parties, dinners in the evening over Christmas and everything like that. And we have, in fact, the girl that's getting married Thursday brought her sister yesterday because her sister seen photographs of it, and now she wants her wedding here.
Okay.
We do a lot of weddings. We've done really big weddings.
So the property can cater for how much in terms of if you want to have a big staff dinner or what?
We like to keep it to around 34 so that we can spoil people. We don't rush people out. One thing I've always hated is going to a restaurant. You know they've double booked the table and they're waiting for you to leave. Our guests, we don't. We don't do double sit-ins. What we do it for the evening. If they want to sit there or sit on any of the other settees and stay, we don't rush people out. Right? If we say our shut-in time is 11 o'clock. I've had people 1:30 in the morning. I'm always here. So 1:30 in the morning, they're still sitting out talking. They're happy. I don't mind.
So what is it you really want to say to people about this whole property? Why Grenadians? Is it that you could have tours, people can come and have a tour of it and see exactly what is it you've done?
Usually before people come, they drive in to find where it is. And I always show them around, and I show them the rooms. And even after dinner, people have come down and said, could we see a room? And we show them around. My manager, me, or Dean, our maitre d', will do it. We never rush anybody.
So the property is up for tours?
Yeah.
Because something like this, a school may see it and may want
we've had schools come here, we've had catering schools come here, we've had little kiddies, they are mad. We've had everybody come. If someone asks us, we usually say yes, unless there's something big going on and we say we can't do it that day.
Okay. I want to go back a bit, speaking about the whole structural part. You said it had to be hurricane-proof and earthquake-proof. In terms of what was the procedures to ensure that you proofed on both sides?
Well, basically we've gone over the top with everything. 24-inch thick concrete walls with 4-inch center, 3/4-inch steel right throughout the building, and mass concrete, which was tested. We used special mixes. The cement that makes all the shapes up is called ferrous cement. It's waterproof. It's very strong. We took every factor into account. Even our electric system is over the top. It's totally, everything had to be perfect, and that's what we did.
Okay. So in your career as a builder, would you say this is your masterpiece of you,
yes.
or you've done others?
Yes. I'm not taking the credit for the building. I was here from the start doing the building. But there were others helping, but they left. When I look at it now, I love the house. I'm always here. I love the gardens. I'm always working on the gardens. I don't have to work, but I do this every day because I love the place. What I wanted to do is for others to love it. And when they come and you see the shot and they say how wonderful it is, and I take them down the garden and they pick fruit and that is growing here. We have oranges, I grow everything. Even some of the strangest plants. And you see the shot and you see it, and then you see on like TripAdvisor, you see all the write-ups, even if it's just coming for dinner, others that have stayed, and you see what they've said about it, you think, yes, we've done it right.
So Grenada is now home for you?
Oh yes, I'm married to a Grenadian, I have 2 children. Yes, I'm afraid I won't be leaving.
So any other plans for improvement, any other additions for this property?
Just out through the window there, I'm going to do a deck, a drinking deck. It'll be a step down where people can sit on a deck outside looking straight over the sea, over the cliff. That's our next. We've started digging it now. We're going to improve all the beaches. We want to change things. You always see things. Mr. Lee, the owner.
He's from which country though?
He's English.
Okay.
Mr. Lee, he's more Grenadian than me.
He comes regular?
Oh yes, he loves Grenada. Him, his wife, kids. They haven't long left. I like it when they are here. It's plenty of noise. But Mr. Lee will say, let's do this, and we'll have a look at it. And I say, right up, we'll do it. And he's a great boss like that because he just says, carry on. And then his input, because he is very creative.
Okay.
His input is very important. His wife's is very important. She sees things one way, he sees it another. I can build it and I can do it, but I haven't got the foresight to see it and imagine how it will be until it's done. Mr. Lee seems to get the picture in his head and say yes.
From go?
Yep.
Okay. I realize then by the infinity pool too, you have a little jetty. Is it for yachts? Do you have a landing base, a sail base and so forth?
The jetty is for the boats. You have a look, we have a big boat called a Blade Runner tied up there. It's also other boats can tie there. It's also, there's a helicopter landing pad. The idea of that is if there was an emergency of any kind, that, massive Arctic, anything, you can get in and out very fast. It's only been used once. And that was only for a test. No one has been ill.
Okay. So you ensure that it's...
Yeah.
So in terms of guards and so for the pool and so...
We have everybody walking around, even the maids trained to... in fact, one of my maids saved a child in the pool back about 4, maybe 5 years ago. And because they're always on the watch. If we have children here, we're on the watch all the time. We also get, if people are staying here and they need babysitters, we have a list of good women that will do this. We try to do everything we possibly can for the guests. There is nothing we won't find for them if we've got to.
Okay. The property basically sits, most of it basically on a ridge. It's very high, it's windy here in terms of, will there be plans to put in rails and so in terms of added security?
Well, if you have a look on each of the sides, there's fences, edges. We're growing, I don't like the idea of artificial things there, walls, and so we are growing, and usually same on the roof. There's a spiky plant, ficus, right round. People won't go near it, so they won't go near the edge. Out by here in the night, it's lit up to show 6 inches before the edge, so that no one will ever go over. When there's children here, we watch them. But there's certain places where we put railings, like out here would have to be. But on the edge of the cliff, I think that would detract. That would make it look not natural. So we are all edges. When the deck goes out there will be a big rail right round as a protection, because we've got to. But we had a lady here day before yesterday, and she inspects for other hotels. She was on the island, and she came and we passed everything.
Interesting.
It was for me, but we did pass everything. And I explained that the place can't do it. It just couldn't do it. Even the timbers would take hours and hours just scorching if you put a torch on it. With what we've coated everything with.
Okay, so you have it properly coated.
Everything is, anything and everything has been covered.
Okay.
Or we try our best.
So how known is this property, let's say, in the region? Have you sent out information in terms of in the other islands regionally that this place exists?
Yes, there's been many adverts. We were by Harper's Bazaar. I don't know if you know, it's a famous magazine. Some people came out here and stayed from Harper's Bazaar, and they done a write-up on us. Then, a couple of months later, there was a magazine come out. It was sent to me. I didn't know they were doing these things, and it had 7 heaven. And it said we were one of the 7 best places on earth to stay. And Harper's Bazaar is a big, huge magazine for the rich and famous. We've had Mako have done it in their book. We've had numerous film companies here. Extreme Homes, the Travel Channel from the States have just done a thing on us that's shown in America and England. I hope it gets shown here. So advertisement-wise, a lot of people must know about it.
So you're covered on the outside. You just need to ensure that the locals know of this place and that it's open to them as well.
It's quite strange that, it's not that strange, because I'm sure I've been here 18 years and I used to travel everywhere on the weekend. There's still places I haven't been to in Grenada. They just say it's only a small island. It would take you forever to find everywhere. And it's the same with the people, the locals that come, that didn't know it was here. It's no shot. It's either way. We had someone put on the internet the best kept secret in Grenada about this house. And I've had people asking me, do you want to keep it a secret? And I said, no, really? Why? And they said, well, we only heard about it because blah, 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 blah. You know, I said, well, we do advertise. We did it in the newspaper when we opened the restaurant. So we do a bit on advertising.
Okay. So in terms of room stock, how many rooms you have?
We have 12 rooms.
Single, double?
All double, all very big. None of the rooms are under 500 square foot.
Are they self-contained or?
Yes, they have their bathrooms. They can make tea and coffee in their rooms, but it's the restaurant they come to eat in. The beach house can be, it has its own kitchens, 2 kitchens, inside and outside. We cater for all kinds. It doesn't matter. We do whatever they want.
Okay. The locals might want to know if there is a special pricing for them.
But of course there is for Grenadian. Well, for anybody from CARICOM. We do
you have your CARICOM rates?
Yes. We also do a discount for students because some students' parents want to come and stay just for 2 nights. Some students want to stay here. You know, I've had students arrive just because they want the quiet and they want to have a ram in the study. We always do a discount. And especially for Grenadians, you know, because someone might want to come from Grenville down here. They don't want to go home. Can we have room? Yeah, of course you can. If there's one spare, we do it and we give them a discount, a good discount.
Okay. So before we wrap up the interview, is there anything else you think you need to say about Mount Hartman Estate? About this beautiful piece of property, great view?
I'm going to be very biased. Because 1, I built it. 2, I wake up every morning and I look out and think, yes, it's paradise. So I'm going to be very biased. I think it's the best place in Grenada. You know, best hotel, best restaurant. We have wonderful chefs. We have wonderful staff. They've been handpicked, trained. You know, Dean, our maitre d' is just Mr. Wonderful. You know, our chef, Trevor, and Eric, we have 2 chefs. They're fantastic. Everybody, we've never had a complaint. I'm waiting.
Okay, and you open 7 days a week from what time to what time?
If they want to come 5:30 for drinks, they can come 5:30, but now we are also open for lunch. So it'll be lunch, they can come, dinner, they can come. We close at 11 o'clock, but we don't throw people out. They just stay if they want to stay. Yeah. As I told you, I'm always here, so there's no problem. So
for instance, like, you know, some places may have a little shuttle service if you have a special event, you know, maybe if you want to come to Mount Hartman Estate because you're a little bit off the road.
Yes.
Is there any way that you pick up and drop off?
Well, sometimes we use a taxi driver called David. He's more like a friend now over the years. And we always phone him if someone is like, they could be in Woburn and they'd like to come here and can we send someone? We always send David. So we usually get someone to pick them up. Or sometimes I will go just to pick them up.
Okay. Well, Mr. Robinson, I'd like to thank you very much for sharing all this information about this magnificent building. It's very interesting to see you have a building that was constructed on the ground. You said it's hurricane-proof, it's earthquake-proof. We don't really get much of a tremor here to actually test you, but you got a little testing in 2004.
We have had a few tremors, but it's the way it's built on a rough foundation, so if it's earthquake, it does this.
Oh.
You would never feel it, but it would do this. It moves.
Okay.
You know, so that stops any cracking, any stress. Not that these walls would ever crack anyway, but everything was taken into account. It was built very strict to every building reg we could find.
Okay. So with that said, I'd like to thank you viewers at home for looking at this very interesting spotlight. It's the Mount Hartman Bay Estate. A lot of us know it as the Caves. Beautiful property, and as Mr. Robinson said, it is open to locals. You can come and have a drink, you can come and spend a night or a weekend. So look it up. If I should just ask you, what's a number for here?
You can get 2 numbers, 407-4504, 409-4504. Office number is 444-4504.
Very well. Well, there you heard it. That's all the information you need to come and Be a part of the experience. It's breathtaking, it's nice, you will enjoy it. I'm Sherry and Noel. Until next time, when we bring you another informative Spotlight program on Community Channel 6, thanking you very much for viewing.